perspective, and I know it's just one night, but what can a night like this that from start to finish you guys seem pretty much in control just do for the group during this stretch?
Yeah, it's a sign that we're going to start turning the page here and, turning the tide, if you want to call it. I thought yesterday, even though it was just a couple of innings throughout the whole game, I saw a lot better at-bats in approach, especially from the bottom of the lineup, as I mentioned after the game last night. And then we saw it again today, Soto, obviously, with a huge game. We witnessed greatness today, or his history here. But I thought, that inning where we put together a really good rally, there was a lot of good at-bats up and down the lineup. You go with McNeil going the other way, Marte with the sac fly, not only getting the guy in, but getting the guy over. So Mauricio, Beatty with the infield in, Nim with 2 outs. Like, that's what we're capable of. And we haven't seen that during this stretch. And it happens. It's good to see the guys continue to fight, continue to grind, and trying to find ways to get through this stretch. We were able to do it today, from both sides pretty much, and it was good to shake hands after the game.
So you talk about witnessing history with Soto, first met ever with a calendar month of 10 home runs, 20 walks, and 20 runs scored. While you guys have always talked about, hey, it's been Juan Soto throughout, what has been particularly unique about this month and what he's been able to put together? I
think the unique, just watching him go about his business day in and day out, how steady he is with his personality, the same guy that we saw early in the year when he seemed like the world was coming to an end because of Juan Soto wasn't hitting, and is the same guy that we're seeing right now. So back then, he didn't get too low. Right now, he's not too high. Like that, for me and for all of us, is pretty impressive, that to see that type of consistency. And, through a stretch where we're not winning games, and it's hard for us. So that's what's pretty incredible. His routine, his personality, the way he's interacting with the players, with the coaches, with the support staff. That's what, for me, makes him who he is.
Tony?
If you can just take your manager hat off for a second and forget about the stuff behind the scenes, just seeing what he does or what he's doing now on the field, just how impressive is that as a baseball person, a baseball fan?
It's pretty impressive. And, that's what you pay a ticket to come watch a baseball game. To see something like that is a show. You pay to watch this guy get up to the plate and put together a big league at-bat. And then, just his presence as a fan, as I put my shoes in, and I'll be watching every game from the stands too, and because that you don't see that too often, and again, he's pretty young and he's pretty good future ahead of him.
Dan?
McNeil was just for the score, or was there anything going on with him physically, taking him out of the game?
I just wanted Tyrone in there, even though Jeff made a hell of a play. The first inning, I'm putting someone, for this defensive replacement. Yeah, I think it was just more getting Tyrone in there.
What does it say about Jeff that he's not a regular center fielder and he can still make a play like that?
Yeah, gamer. A guy that is capable of playing multiple positions, and you feel good. Regardless of where he's playing, whether it's at second base, anywhere in the outfield, pretty much anywhere in the infield, even though he hasn't got much reps on the left side of the infield. But, he's never going to say no. I keep checking on, hey, you good for center, you good for sec. I'm good, and for him to just, the timing, he's not used to, even though he's got more reps lately here at center field. But for him to just get into the warning track, having the awareness where the wall was, and just the timing for the jump, not an easy play. And, it was a great one there.
Second row.
Carlos, Mauricio's had some rough patches, but, what did you like about his at-bats tonight, and maybe particularly that home run?
Yeah, I thought you saw balance there when, with the way he was finishing. He lay off some pitches, low down in the zone, and then when he got pitches, he got himself in really good hitters count, and he was short to the ball, used the whole field, obviously the pull side for the homer. It was good to see him from the right side. But overall, better swing decisions, and I think he was more under control and, with balance there.
What have you learned by maybe watching him navigate the ups and the downs of these last few weeks?
Yeah, another guy that he's been pretty impressive. I haven't been around him much, but just watching him, how he's dealing with some adversity here at the big league level, especially after what he went through last year. It's not easy to do. He's a young player who's going through it, not only individually, but as a group, we're having a hard time putting, a rally together. We weren't winning games. And for him to just continue to come in every day, ask for extra work, extra hitting, that's what you want to see from from everyone, but especially from your younger players. You got to give credit to a lot of people that continue to educate him, and the coaches continue to push him and support him through this stretch.
Joe?
Carlos, just to go back to Juan for a second there, how easy is it for you to coach a player like this who is so maybe mentally and emotionally consistent no matter how, what the stat sheet says?
Yeah, I mean, part of the coaching is getting to know the players as a person, as individuals, as humans. And I don't know if it makes it easier or harder, but when you get that type of consistency, it puts the coaches, it puts the manager in a better spot to, when to approach and how you're going to approach and when you're going to approach and how much are you going to give in the feedback from the player. But knowing and understanding that you're going to get the same guy regardless of the outcome of the result that, he's getting or we're getting as a team. And that, for me, that's special.
In the back?
Yes. How do you feel about Pintaro and his big league start and his future with the ball club?
Yeah, I mean, look, he got 2 outs there, gave up 2. But, look, I said it before the game started today. Pretty cool story here, that teaches a lot of things in life for a lot of people out there that, guy that never got drafted, went and played independent ball and finally got a look by someone, So you got to give credit to our scouting department that somebody was watching him playing independent ball and gave him an opportunity. And for him to just fly through the minors, and here he is at the big league level, that says a lot about the kid, about, the stuff, about what he's going through, he went through, and he's gonna be a part of this group that, he's gonna continue to help us win baseball games here today, in the future.
Daniel?
Carlos, hoy los muchachos se vieron mejor en el plato y seleccionando mejores picheos. ¿A qué tú piensas que se debe?
Sí, yo creo que hicimos un buen ajuste. Hoy vimos otra vez señales de lo que somos capaces nosotros de hacer como ofensiva cuando tienes del 1 al 9, controlando la zona de strike, tomando buenas decisiones en el home, buenos swings con convicción y pudimos pues ejecutar las situaciones con corredores en base. Buenos turnos pues desde McNeil, Marté, Mauricio tuvo una gran noche, Brett Beatty, y bueno, sin nombrar pues la noche especial donde estamos, donde vivimos historia, presenciamos historia con los 2 jonrones de Juan Soto, un pelotero especial, y para nosotros poder ganar en el día de hoy pues satisfactorio.
Andrew?
Just what did you make of Clay Holmes tonight?
Yeah, I thought the first time through he got ahead, but he had a hard time putting hitters away, and they made him work. And then as the game went, he was, in and out. There's the strike zone. He kept making pitches, but they made him work. 96 pitches, I think he was in 5 innings. Was able to fight through it, and for him to go 5 there when they made him work, I thought it was good.
Also nice to see the bullpen bounce back.
Yeah, it was good for Waddell to come in there, get the lefties, got a ground ball, got the double play. The way Budo and Stanek, we were able to add on offensively. And then, Pintaro making his first appearance in the big leagues, getting 2 outs. And we had to use Edwin there, but easy work, got the ground ball, and got the job done.
Thank you, Carlos.